I thought we'd get a third for this draft. Instead, we got a third for next year's draft. We didn't want a third for next year's draft. I wanted a third for this year's draft because this year has a good draft. Welcome back to the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube. I do Civil Chair Sports. I'm your host, Zach Circlebark Burkle, here with my host today, Aaron. Go and say hi, Aaron.
Hi. If you like our content, go ahead and be sure to like and subscribe. Ugh, getting the case of the Burks here. And if you like our content, go ahead and comment.
Yes, please do that. Don't become a Burke. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. So in this video, we'll be taking a look at, we're a little late on it, but L'Jarius Sneed being traded to the Tennessee Titans from the Kansas City Chiefs in return for a 2025 third round pick as well as a 2024 seventh round pick. So, essentially, the Chiefs got nothing of any value this season that will help us achieve our goal of three-peating as world champions. So, in other
No,
words,
that's not necessarily true.
I don't know. Okay, then go ahead. Go ahead, Aaron. Take the floor.
We we got cap space, much needed cap space. We
That's
can go out
fair.
and get somebody else probably close to the deadline, maybe an OBJ if he's available. Maybe some other like veteran lineman if one of ours goes down. So we now have some room to play with, whereas we
That's
really
fair.
didn't if with Snead on the tag.
That's true. I was dead set that we were getting at least a pick this
Second,
year. No, I didn't even think second. Like I knew we weren't getting a first,
I
obviously.
I was dead set on a second. I'm not gonna lie, I am
No,
very
I thought we'd get a third.
disappointed with what we ended up getting.
I thought we'd get a third for this draft. Instead, we got a third for next year's draft. We didn't want a third for next year's draft. I wanted a third for this year's draft because this year has a good draft.
This is a very good draft,
And
I
I feel
think.
like there's going to be a lot of good talent in the third round. So I was like, okay, we lose starting cornerback. We could easily replace him with that third round pick we got in return for him because there's probably going to be some quality cornerbacks in the third round. Instead, push it back to next season. So that was frustrating for me. I just wish we got something of immediate like tangible value right away that'll help us this year win our third straight title. And I feel like cap space is a very good point. I agree. And we could end up easily getting a tangible asset with that cap space that we acquired by trading Sneed. But I just feel like we could have gotten more. What are your thoughts? I
I
mean, maybe
mean,
not though. Like honestly, I don't know.
yeah, it's tough. Um, giving up him for I mean, he's one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Obviously, he got paid like it,
Yeah,
so we're not the only ones that think so. I think we were just kind of put in a bind, you know, teams
yeah, we
knowing
screwed.
kind of the cap situation we were in and
Mm-hmm.
kind of looking to maybe deal him because he wanted that big contract. Um, it's tough, but it is what it is. Maybe we use it to extend, Creed, get him taking up a chunk of that salary cap this year, so he's got less in the future, something like that. Uh, Maybe use it for Nick Bolton too, but I don't know. It hurts. I really liked Sneed. I have heard some good feelings about some of our other cornerbacks. Um, Joshua Williams, I think, is who it was. Was trending to kind of be that other guy other than McDuffie and Sneed until he suffered a season-ending injury. Um, And then obviously Jalen Watson, he's
Hmm.
played a big chunk for the last couple seasons, so he could step in. So we've got depth there. It's just they're obviously not on his level
Yeah, I mean,
yet, at least.
yeah, we weren't gonna get like a borderline All Pro quality player in return for Snead because of the situation we were in and that everyone knew we were in with the cap space and not being able to extend him, really, unless we got rid of some other big important pieces, which was probably not going to happen because we valued those other pieces over him, which was probably the right move. I was a big proponent of if we have to let Snead go to keep Jones do that, and that's what we ended up doing. So I, I can't be upset, really. I can be upset with the return. I'm not upset that we traded him because I understand we had to. Wish it would have been a little bit more. Um, a little surprised it's not a little bit more. Like I said, at least like a third or fourth round pick this year, I thought was a guarantee. Thought we were guaranteed to get a third or fourth. Maybe if the right team was desperate enough, we could get a second, like you said. I didn't expect to basically push off that pick to next season and then get like a a little like a oh here's a little seventh round pick for you. Which I mean, it's nice and all. We'll use it either to trade up or to draft a quality player. We're You can get some diamonds in the rough in the seventh round. I believe Pacheco was a seventh round pick after all. Obviously, Tom Brady was a seventh round, or he was a sixth round pick. Brock Purdy was a seventh round pick. Um,
Same guy, but the same.
Same guy, pretty much the same guy, honestly. Like that's not even a joke. Um, so we could do something with the seventh. I honestly hope this is a play to move up somewhere in the middle of the draft. So it's not going to be a big glamour move. It's not going to be something that's all like, oh my gosh, can you believe the Chiefs moved up to the top 15, top 10 picks? Like that's insane. No, I think probably what will happen is maybe we move in to like maybe move up the second, move up the third, move up the fourth, somewhere around there to where maybe we're afraid one of those guys we like in that area. Maybe we're worried that someone else takes them. Because after all, this is a really deep draft. You're gonna get some day one starting quality talent potentially in the third or fourth round this year. At least that's what it seems like. Plethora of talent. You Maybe it's a play to move up later in the draft to get one of those second tier wide receivers that we don't want to take at the end of the first, like a Ricky Pearsall or something like that. What are your kind of thoughts on this potentially being a play to move up this year?
I don't know. I don't know a lot of teams that necessarily move up in like the fourth round.
Yeah, I
I think
could
probably the
be
third round's probably pushing it a
overthinking
little
it.
bit. Um, I don't know. We're not usually super aggressive in moving up, sort of like later. So I maybe the second round, but I don't know really that we might have to give up a lot, especially with how deep this draft is, to
Yeah,
move up. So I don't know about that. For the most part, our draft day moves are probably done other than the selections themselves.
yeah. It is going to be a tough draft to move up because of the talent that we both talked about. Um, it's probably just me being in a Chiefs fan echo chamber, just hoping we do something. Like, hey, do it like the meme where the guy with the sticks poking at it. Like, hey, do something. You know, uh, because we haven't really done a lot. We've done like a couple things here and there. Like obviously, re-signing Chris Jones was huge. Bringing in Hollywood Brown could be huge. Outside of those two, though, it's really just been kind of like basic maintenance. Re-signing the supporting cast back, stuff like that. It hasn't been any of these big splashy moves, and so I think I'm just itching and just itching,
This
and
year, you mean
yeah, like not really like Hollywood Brown and Chris Jones.
Hollywood Brown?
Yeah, no, I mentioned
That's
that.
not a big splashy move.
I mean, it's not like we signed Mike Evans or stole Michael Pittman Jr., you know? Like, it's a good
You're right. We
move.
stole a good young player for relatively cheap.
I don't know. It felt under the radar for some reason though. I feel like nobody really talked about it for more than the day it happened, other than us because we get our videos out way after the news is released.
They're going to be talking about when we win the Super Bowl next year.
Hey,
And, and Hollywood Brown
hey,
goes for a thousand yards
hey,
receiving.
hey. No, that's fair. And like I'm not said like I said, Hollywood Brown, good addition, great addition probably, hopefully. It's only a 1 year deal as of now, so we don't even know how long he's going to be around. Chris Jones, obviously the biggest deal we did this offseason, but it's just bringing back a guy that probably about half the fan base knew was coming back.
I ain't going nowhere, baby!
And the other half would have really wanted him to come back, just didn't think it was possible. So, not super exciting. We all knew that if we could, we'd bring him back. It's exciting that he's back. Don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of like status or like go with the flow kind of thing. You know, I don't know. It didn't feel like we did anything big change wise other than bring in Hollywood, which again, great move. All that. I don't want to understate how big those two moves are on their own. How big of a move re-signing Drew Tranquil is on its own. Not Mike Daniel, the other two guys, Pinnell and Noddy, bringing back those two guys. You know, I don't want to understate how important those moves are because I do think they're important moves. I just want to see more.
Well, what do you want us to spend like we have 100 million in cap space? We didn't.
Yeah.
We couldn't.
So
We
what?
we
Do it
were
anyways.
under the gun until we got rid of Sneed.
Listen, I'm just trying to be the voice for all the irrational Chiefs fans out there that think you can just take everybody, get everybody. You know?
Well, I hate to break it to you, you can't.
I know this. I know this. I
That's
wish you
why we still
could.
don't have Tyreek Hill. You know.
Oh man, could you imagine if we did with this defense though? That'd be ridiculous. We wouldn't have this defense, but could you imagine if
Oh,
we did so?
buddy,
Come
don't get me
back.
foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, come back, Tyreek. Come back. But all right, well, unless you got anything else over the L'Jarius Sneed situation, I think that'll do it for us here at the Most Unprofessional Sports Channel on YouTube, Swivel Chair Sports. I've been your host, Zach Circleberg Burkle, here with my co-host today, Aaron. Go and say bye, Aaron.
Bye.
All right, please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Other than that, deuces.